So yeah, Paige Bueckers for the Dallas Wings is obviously going to be a huge player. An absolutely huge player for the Wings. She's going to be seen as, I think people are calling her like the savior of the franchise, but this franchise was the 4th seed 2 years ago. Like, the Tyrese overrated poll, Tyrese Halliburton is not the most overrated player in the NBA. There's more, but fair enough. Like, they picked on Gobert for years. But when it comes to Paige Bueckers, though, when it comes to the Wings, her rookie season is going to be really interesting. It's going to be really interesting because I don't know what way the Wings are going to want to play. And I don't know whether Paige is going to fit in or whether she's going to be the focal point. So it's such an interesting thing when it comes to Paige. And it's funny, in a season where, when it comes to Caitlin Clark, I do think her numbers are going to go down slightly, in fairness. Reading this comment. And by the way, I'm record quite a lot of videos on stream. So if you guys are new to the channel, subscribe. And if you guys want to watch the stream, watch these live, I will be streaming almost 4 weekdays, Monday to Thursday, every single week. Sometimes Fridays, but unlikely. The problem is, Paige averaging 15 and 5, there's only one basketball. So if you look at the Wings roster right here, so their starting point guard is probably going to be Paige Bueckers, who can play the 1. Paige Bueckers is kind of a combo guard. She's a combo guard who can play really well the 1 or the 2. Then you've got ball-dominant Arike Ogunbowale, who is an ISO player, who is an isolation player, who is probably, like, for her shooting some of the most unassisted field goals, to act like she didn't have players around her last year. It was just your turn, my turn. Like, even when Odyssey Sims was there, they played your turn, my turn. So even when Arike played with somebody that could create a little bit for her, it was still your turn, my turn. And now, when it comes to Paige, like, if Paige just wants to fit in, her job might just be passing it to Arike. Like, that might be her job. Like, Dejanay has not joined to average 7 points per game. Maddie Segrist is a top 3 pick. Is genuinely a top 3 pick who was real good last year before she got injured. Nalissa Smith is not going to be happy with no touches because she needs post touches and she does get in people's way. She's not a spacer. She's not a cutter. She's a post-up player. Maisha Hines-Allen is a max contract player. She's not going to be happy. Depending on what rookies they end up making the team. Like, Madison Scott, in fairness, is a dog, good defender. Isaiah James or JJ Quinterly, these two are probably both competing in for one spot. Whichever one of these makes the team, they're both bucket getters. So, the problem is, when it comes to Paige, is that if things aren't ran for Paige, she could very much slide into a fit in rather than fit out. So, it wouldn't surprise me to see Paige averaging 11, 3 assists, 4 boards. Especially if they go with a your turn, my turn, if they start putting the ball in Enrique's hands more. And you also have to take into account, you might be saying, there's so many mouths to feed on this team, and you might be saying, oh, in the second unit, when Enrique's off the floor, Paige kind of runs the show. They have the best backup point guard in the WNBA in Ty Harris. Like, Ty Harris is real good. She's really good. Like, Ty Harris is not that much. Like, look, again, sorry. Potential-wise, yes, Paige is better. Paige is going to be a better player. Today, Ty Harris was a good starting point guard on a 3rd seed last year. So, there's a possibility that they just go out with their best 5, which is Ty Harris, Arike, Paige, Dejanay, and probably Hines-Allen and go small ball. Or if they go big, put De'Aaron McCowan in. There is a chance. There's genuinely a chance that they go out with a lineup where Paige is not only playing at the 2/3, but she's the 3rd option. And there's no way that these players like a Dejanay, like players like Dejanay, is going to be happy with not touching the ball. Like, her as a 4th option, but she barely gets the ball. And she doesn't have an Alyssa Thomas to kind of help her out. And people are saying Paige is good, used to playing with good players. I actually agree with that and still getting hers. The problem is that the first option was always her. She was always the first option, and the only time she wasn't the first option was when she chose not to be. She might walk in as the third option this year, and she's a player that's going to be happy to do that. And it's the best thing, and it's probably the worst thing about Paige Bueckers is that Paige simultaneously is good with she's good with just fitting in. And if the Dallas Wings are trying to win immediately, she can fit into the system and she can be good. I think Paige Bueckers could be a fantastic fourth option on this team. Maybe the best fourth option. But that's not really what people are expecting. And that's the big difference, I think, coming into their rookie seasons between Caitlin Clark and Paige Bueckers. Is that for Paige, she's got players around her. She's going to be like whatever a third option. She's going to be a player that's able to fit into a system and is probably straight away going to look the part and be very good because she is going to be a good three-point shooter. You lower the three ball to maybe 35% and are shooting from 55 to maybe 48%, but it's still super efficient for a guard. The problem is that we saw Caitlin Clark get thrown in the deep end and struggle for about 5 or 6 games. Like everyone says, oh, she struggled for like her first 15 games. Caitlin Clark in like game 8 of the season, okay, or was it game 7 of the season? Year 7 or 8. Caitlin Clark had 30 points, 6 boards, 6 assists, 3 steals, 3 blocks in a game. That is a game Caitlin Clark had, like in May. So to say that she was like struggled compared to expectations, cool. Compared to how she ended the season, cool. But she got shown every single blitz early, and she learned from it. She improved. I don't see Paige. Not only do I not see Paige getting blitzed or picked up at half court, I don't see teams putting their best defender on Paige Bueckers. And again, it's going to work for her efficiency. It might actually work for her winning. But like, it's just such a tough one to talk about because Paige is so talented. Paige is such a good player. But there are concerns, not concerns about her career. There are concerns about how good a fit she is in Dallas. And I understand that Paige Bueckers fits with literally any team. She can still average 15 plus with 10 shots a game. That is assuming that Paige Bueckers shoots the same percentages as she did at UConn, where she had a system in Geno, much worse defenders, everything. Like, she had absolutely everything going for her. And now she's in a system with a brand new coach who's not known for his offense, who was an assistant coach on a team in USC whose offense was give it to Juju and watch Juju play. If he had anything to do with that offense, it's going to be give it to Enrique and watch her play. So I think when it comes to Paige, like she's going to have a really good career. I just don't think the roster is constructed properly. I think the roster is really constructed properly. Saying she's not injury prone, she did miss 1.5 years of college. Like, I wouldn't be concerned about her injuries, but yeah, two major injuries in in 12 months. Yeah, you would say injury prone, or at least not even injury prone, maybe is an injury risk, slight injury risk. But I just don't like how this roster is constructed. Like, you look at her playing in UConn. Azzi Fudd was an off the ball player. Sarah Strong was was kind of like the female Jokic. But you've got high volume, low efficiency-ish shooter in Dejanay. You've got Ty Harris, who's real good. You've got ISO God Enrique. You've got Tiara McCown, who just gets in the way. You've got in the list, you've got bucket getters in Quinterly or Isaiah James. You've got Maisha Hines-Allen, who's fine. And you've got Nalissa Smith, who we saw with Caitlin Clark, gets in the way. Don't think she's a bad player, just gets in the way. So I just don't see Dallas being a great fit for her, to be completely honest. But anyway, yeah, that's the video. I'll see you guys.